Welcome to the KR Films Entertainment Channel. The movie begins with an alien spacecraft deploying a shuttle to Earth. Vietnam War veteran Major Alan Dutch Schaefer and his military rescue team, including Mac Poncho, Blame Billy, and Hawkins, arrive in an unnamed Central American country. There they meet a General Phillips with whom Dutch has previously worked under KR agent Dylan. Then Dylan explains Duff's that a cabinet minister traveling by helicopter has gone missing in the jungle, possibly shot down by a rebel guerrilla group operating nearby. Dutch and his team has been charged with rescuing the cabinet minister from rebel territory over the border. A helicopter drops Dutch and his team into the jungle and they hike toward the rebel camp at night. On the way they find a downed helicopter. Dutch's tracker Billy is able to determine that the rebels have indeed taken a government minister, but another group of men, presumably more American soldiers, have also passed through. Later Billy senses something nearby and finds the bodies of 3 men who have been scanned and hung upside down. Another of Dutch's man, Mac, finds a set of dog tags and the pile of guts. Dutch recognizes the name on the Jim Hopper and Green Beret. Dutch is confused and looks to Dylan for information. Dylan says he doesn't know anything about the other team. Unnoticed, the team enters the camp of the rebels. All the rebels are killed as Dutch and his team completely demolished the camp. Dutch sees a lone and scared girl named Anna, but there are no captives alive and he witnesses a rebel killing a hostage. She is transported with them into captivity after realizing they've been played. Dutch confronts Dylan. Dylan affirms that Dutch and his team served as pawns in the camps and its men's demise. He also admits to lying about Hopper's team, saying that Dutch was brought in after they vanished. The team must proceed to the meeting site for the helicopter. The team is unaware that they are being followed by an invisible enemy who can detect their body heat signatures. The team walks towards a valley that is heavily forested in anticipation of meeting their rescue helicopter. Hawkins pursues and as she flees with the group after hitting Dylan with a branch from a tree, a warped human-like entity rushes out of the forest and murders Hawkins as soon as he captures her. The lady, who was terrified, unharmed and covered in Hawkins' blood, is left behind. Poncho, a member of Dutch's team who is Hispanic, inquires about what transpired and can only respond that the jungle came alive and snatched him. Dutch commands the other people to locate Hawkins' body, which is found to be hanging from a tree. The team's biggest member, Blame, gets attacked twice by laser-like energy blasts that blow through his chest, but they are unable to find it. Blaine is scanning the area despite being hit twice. His buddy Mac runs to him as he collapses and dies. Mac observes a humanoid-like distortion with green eyes that flash. Blame fires a barrage of shots into the bush with Blame's many guy. The remainder of the team rushes over and begins firing as well. After inspecting the area in front of them, Poncho informs Dutch that they didn't strike any living thing. No shrapnel or gunpowder burns can be seen when Blame's wounds are closely examined. Mac is so afraid he can't even name the adversary. Only Anna finds a clue, a green glow fluid on a huge leaf which she keeps secret from all the others. The twisted humanoid is sitting on a tree branch in another area of the forest. It transpires that the distortion is a cutting-edge camouflaging device that can bend light to provide the illusion of invisibility. It is the creature's blood that is dripping from the enemy's damaged leg, which is also where and I had seen the same fluid to care for its wounds. It employs a peculiar first aid kit. An inhuman hell of pain is released when the bullet is removed and Anna overhears it. Dutch instructs the team to set up camp for the night. Poncho is covering Blade's body. Flares and grenades are used to surround the area. Mac thinks back on his deceased companion. He hears a commotion and a black form falls on him. He repeatedly stabs it, bringing the remaining members of the team over to him. It turns out that the adversary is a wild pig. Billy then lets everyone know that Blaine's body is no longer there. Dutch determines that in addition to murdering them one by one, their invisible attacker is also meticulously chasing them. The team builds a trap out of jungle vines that have a net and a comprehensive system of tripwires while they wait for their stalk to set off the trap and informs them about a legendary creature that has plagued her town during periods of high heat. She claims that bodies were missing and skin mails had been discovered. Dutch cautiously enters the area between the tripwires since he and Dylan believe the trap won't function without live bait. The trap sets off as he turns around and the net gets entangled with something. Honcho receives a direct blow in the chest from a swinging tree trunk caused by laser blasts that are fired from the net and strike the trap's anchoring tree trunk. As the stalker runs into the bush, Dylan notices the camouflage's distortion. Despite Dutch instructing him to go back, Mac immediately flees after the beast in an effort to avenge. Blame, Dutch, Poncho, Billion and leave to meet the helicopter while Dylan is chasing Mac. Shortly after, Villain comes up on Mac in a tree stand. Mac Seen their adversary camped out there to settle on a strategy for killing it quietly by sneaking up on a three-pointed laser pattern appears on Mac's arm as he crawls through the bushes as he exposes his head to his adversary he has killed in a few minutes. Dylan discovers in debt. The stalker attacks Dylan. As he attacks, he slashes one of his arms off with a laser blast. Despite Dylan's best efforts, he gets stabbed by a huge double-bladed sword. The remainder of the team for versus a wide tree trunk bridge as they continue to move toward the extraction location. When Billy detects the danger, he tosses away his weapon and, confronted unaided using only his machete, he is immediately killed and the other members of the team hear his cries. Poncho is killed by a laser blast as Dutch and in the other three health. Dutch kicks in his gun away as she attempts to fire. Dutch's gun is blown into by a second laser explosion that strikes it. Dutch crawls away after yelling for Anna to run to the helicopter. He ends up sliding down a hill and falling off a cliff into a river. When his pursuer splashes down behind him, he has swung to the other side and is resting on the money bag. Dutch, without a weapon and covered in mud, waits helplessly for his adversary to kill him. The adversary appears and is revealed to be a large humanoid alien with advanced weaponry. The adaptive camouflage device that hid it from Dutch and his team appears to be malfunctioning as a result of water exposure, and the creature turns it off. It detects a target, tracks it with a 3-beam laser sight, and fires a shoulder-mounted candidate a tiny room. The alien does not notice Dutch, whose body heat is kept cool by the dirt on his skin. The beast creeps away. Dutch launches an attack, taking a good location and erecting a spike garage and trap. He also covers himself in mud to get an edge. Meanwhile, the monster removes Billy's spinal column and skull from his body, making a trophy. Several more human skulls can be found throughout its collection. When he's ready, Dutch lights a crude torch and lets out a primitive shout, calling the alien, and dropping the torch over a massive blaze he created. The creature comes and crawls over the invisible Dutch. Dutch shoots one of his explosive arrows at the alien, permanently damaging its invisibility gadget. He quickly runs out of weaponry. The creature catches him in a part. After a quick assessment of his human opponent, the creature removes its helmet, revealing its face, deep-set eyes, a bald head, dreadlocks, and a fang-filled mouth with huge mandibles. It battles Dutch in hand-to-hand combat, in which the alien enjoys a strength edge over Dutch, who entices the creature into the spiky trap he has constructed, provoking it to approach and kill it. The creature discovers that trap and follows Dutch about. As it approaches, Dutch discovers that it is standing right beneath the counterweight of the trap. He kicks away the trigger and the counterweight falls, crushing the alien. Dutch comes in with a heavy bolter to finish it out, but tosses it away when he notices that the alien has already been gravely injured, asking, "What the heck are you?" The words are repeated by the creature. It begins a timer and opens a panel on its gauntlet, signaling Dutch to escape. The creature chuckles as he does so, imitating Billy. A tiny nuclear explosion occurs as Dutch takes shelter. General Phillips and Anna, who were flying close in a helicopter, see the explosion. They come upon Dutch in a burned-out section of the jungle. Dutch is rescued and he appears to be physically drained, but his entire team has gone, leaving him traumatized by the experience. The end. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. Turn on the notifications.